Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Strange Radios. My name is Jeremy, and this is the top 5 albums of 2018 so far. Anyways, before we get into the top 5, I just want to do a few shout-outs. Just albums I enjoyed. First up, Epic Beardmen, their digital EP, Season 1, B. Dolan and Sage Francis. Pretty good. Burn the Priest, Legion XX, or Legion 20. Did not anticipate liking this. Burn the Priest, Lamb of God, changed their name back to Burn the Priest, and released an album of covers, and it's actually really fun. Rivers of Nihil, Where Owls Know My Name. Great album. I didn't listen to it until recently, so that may grow. It may grow on me, may end up further on the year-end list. We'll see how that goes. Primordial's new album I thought was really good as well. Spacey Koala is a Canadian electronic musician, released a digital EP this year called Broccolyptus Rex, which is weird, psychedelic, funky electronic record that is superb and weird and wonderful. Ghost, Prequel. Ghost's new album, their poppiest, but potentially their best. I would say easily their most well-written, the best songwriting Ghost has done. And the last honorable mention here, Grindzilla. Grindzilla is a grindcore band from Belarus. They released their first album this year. I don't remember how to pronounce it, but it's a fun record. It's got typical grindcore elements, but they also take these weird detours, and they inject a lot of non-grindcore rhythms into the bass and the drums, and it just comes out really fun. Like, this is a fun record to listen to, so I would recommend that. So let's get into the top 5 albums of 2018 so far, as decided upon by me and me alone. Number 5, Alistair, The Dark Tower. Alistair is a Portuguese black and thrash metal band. I've been a fan of these guys for a long time. This is their 6th album. Even though they've been around for decades now, they didn't start recording until the 2000s. These guys are great. They're fast-paced. They're satanic, raw thrash, black and thrash metal. Think Venom if Venom were like way more skilled as musicians. Or think early Bathory, except faster. And that's kind of where Alistair is. They're not reinventing anything, but they're keeping it true black and thrash, and I love it. Number 4, Black Thought, Streams of Thought, Volume 1. This is what I've wanted from Black Thought for a very, very, very long time now. Just a half hour of him spitting bars. And Ninth Wonder comes through with some good production. He doesn't do anything flashy because he knows he's not the star of the show. Ninth Wonder just makes these good beats. Nothing distraction. Just hangs out in the background. Lets Black Thought do whatever the fuck Black Thought does, which he does well. Number 3. Again, I don't know if this one's going to be allowed. I don't know if most people would accept this on a year-end list, but since it's only mid-year, I'll throw it in here. Frank Zappa and the Mothers, The Roxy Performances. This is a 7-disc box set encapsulating the entirety of the residency that Frank Zappa and the Mothers had at the Roxy Theater in 1974. They've released a bit of this material in the past on Roxy and elsewhere, Roxy by Proxy, and Roxy the Soundtrack, but this just includes everything from that, I think, week of shows and studio rehearsals and stuff like that. And for me, as a huge Zappa nerd, I mean, this is just stellar. It's one of my favorite eras of Frank Zappa and the Mothers. The players he had in his band at that time were just on point, some of the best he's ever had. And to hear the entirety of the Roxy performances is fun for me. It's to get those little nuances from playing one song on a Sunday night to playing it on the Monday night and what differences are there. And sometimes there's a lot. It's a really impressive listen. Number 2, Judas Priest, Firepower. Where the fuck did this come from? I've said this before in my videos here. I don't know how Judas Priest came through with a record like this, but this is what I've wanted Judas Priest to do. This is what I've wanted them to be this whole time. To me, they're hit and miss. Some of their songs I like, a lot of their material I don't. I took a chance on Firepower, and this is easily the best they've ever sounded. I'm kind of surprised that it lands this high on the list, but I can't deny it. It's a really dope record. And number 1 is, actually I'm wearing the shirt. I don't know if you can read it. Catafalque Geometria. I actually had not heard of this band before this year, but I'm subscribed to Season of Mist on YouTube, and they posted the full album on YouTube after it was released. And I listened to it, and I was hooked. I was transfixed, and I cannot stop talking about this record and how fucking good it is. It's just an incredible melding of genres. I mean, we're talking jazz, electronica, Eastern European folk music, black metal, and other forms of heavy music, and sort of ambient stuff, and it all just comes together flawlessly and seamlessly. You'd think with that many, pulling from that many genres, it would get sort of disconnected and chaotic, but it really isn't. It melds so well, and what they were able to do on that record is just impressive beyond belief. Like, it blows me away to listen to this record, and I can't stop talking about it. Every time I'm talking to people I haven't spoken to in a while, I always mention this record. Like, go listen to it. Anyways, that's my top 5 of the year. But leave a comment down below what albums you've really enjoyed so far this year. What do you think will make your year-end lists? What albums so far this year have been kind of disappointing? I'm looking at that new Portal record and the new A Perfect Circle record. Both of those kind of left me not feeling it. Thanks for watching. Again, please leave comments down below what you thought of this video, what you think of these albums, albums I should have included or I should have checked out. Yeah, that's it. This has been Strange Radios. Stranger, adios.